Hi guys, back again with me Austin from About My Heart. Today I'm going to share my experience on Hasbro Star Wars The Vintage Collection line, which normally is called 1/18 scale, or some people call it 3 3/4 inch. Okay, I have 4 figures here. Okay, and I'm gonna open one by one. Okay, we're gonna cover one by one. 2 from The Last Jedi and another 2 from The Rise of Skywalker. These are not new, so yeah, I happened to found them in my shelf, so I thought I'm gonna share. I still have some TVC that I want to share as well, so yeah, hopefully I can do that after this. Okay, so we have here VC number 121 here, okay, which is from The Last Jedi, Supreme Leader Snoke. Okay, and then we have this Rey. Okay. The Island Journey Rey version, which is VC122. Okay, this is pretty much the packaging style, okay, of the TVC, which is very much the favorite of many Star Wars. I know some of you collect mint on card, but for me, I normally just open, but it's okay. Yeah, I do it so that you can enjoy the figure inside. Okay. Anyway, and then we have Rey here. This is VC156, which is her version, kind of her ultimate version, I guess. I mean, in the movie, the strongest version of her. Yeah, we'll go to that later on. No comment for now. And Zorii Bliss here is VC157. Okay, so it's good they put all this numbering to help us with collecting. So without further ado, okay, not gonna dwell much on the packaging. I mean, you all know how good the packaging already. So pretty basic TVC, right? But I'm gonna open one by one. So without further ado, let's just go through each figure. And you can always check the timestamp for each specific figures down here in the description. Okay, so we'll start with Supreme Leader Snoke, VC121. Okay, I'll try to do a bit close up here because the figure is small. Let's start with the head sculpt first. Okay, sculpt wise is good. How much accuracy is hard to say, but you know what, at least for me, for the figure like this, I pay attention to the eyes. Although it's very small, I need the eyes to be good. The eyes is blue, and I like the sculpt on the neck here and on the face. It's all disfigured. Okay, now all across the body is pretty much covered with this shiny gold robe, which can be opened, by the way. I'm gonna do that, but I just want you to have a quick glance all across the body like this. Okay, so yeah, it's very shiny and gold, very luxurious. Well, he doesn't have much action in the movie, so yeah, kind of mysterious. Anyway, yeah, the face is quite okay, I think. I'm not sure whether he's using photoreal tech or anything like that. I don't think so. It seems to be all sculpted. Okay, now the right palm is kind of a force using palm, or kind of a open palm like that. All right, whereas the one on the left is kind of a, well, you can use this for some sort of gripping, but not really. It's just kind of resting palm like that. And he has a ring on the left, shiny ring. Okay, now this kind of belt that holds the robe is, I like the mold. It is kind of chromey as well, chromey and gold. It's also quite rubbery. This is what it looks like behind it. Okay, well, I like the color. It's really nice actually, and the texture is really nice. Okay, we'll come to that. Anyway, he has this neck piece which can also be removed. Okay, so I'll just remove it. See, there's a hole on the rope. You have the peg holes here. Okay, it's pretty elastic. It's very easy to remove it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove the rope and see what's inside. How to do that is you need to open the peg here on the belt. Okay, and then you can remove the belt. All right, you can remove the belt like this, and yeah, you can see what's inside. Okay, so he's actually not naked, still wearing some sort of, I don't know what is this, some sort of a clothes inside, which is kind of interesting. It reminds me of an emperor from Persia or something like that. And look at that, I like the sculpt on the feet there, or the wrinkles. The shoes is chromey as well and gold with the peg holes down there. Pretty simple, but yes, I like the wrinkles on his skin. Okay, it's pale and everything else is just white. Okay, let me just open this if I can. Okay, I'm trying to open the rope here. Okay, so this is what's inside. Pretty skinny, almost look like Golem but very tall. Okay, but I appreciate that they actually still take care of the skin tone on the arm. Okay, so that's much appreciated. Okay, so that's what behind. And I do think he needs to go to chiropractor, because look at that bend. It's almost like a scoliosis. No, I'm just joking, guys, but yeah, that's actually what it is. All right, but the most striking feature is actually on the neck here, as you can see, and he has some gold jewelry there, kind of shiny. That's interesting. Okay, all right. Okay, for the articulation, he doesn't have any accessories aside from the belt and the rope, so I'll just move to the articulation. There is on a ball joint. You can look down that much. See, the neck is very cool, right? Up neck not so much, but you have full rotation and it's a ball joint. You can do something like that. Okay, you have full rotation on the arm. You have the hinge, so you can use the hinge to move up. Okay, to move to the back. The elbow bend this much, that's quite good. We'll try to do that with the rope on. Rotation, and you have rotation on the palm, and you have the hinge there. The left one move like this. Okay, how about the other side? Okay, yes, it's the same position of the hinge. Okay, now let me see the abdomen here. The torso, upper torso here has, I think it's a ball joint. Doesn't really move much though, but you can use it to twist it around. Right, okay, so this is not the T-shape anymore, it's already the modern articulation. You have, I think it's a ball joint connected to this big hinge. Okay, so up here you have rotation, right? But you also can utilize the hinge. Okay, so kind of combination between the two. Okay, so if you put the hinge to the front, you can do front kick. If you move the hinge to the side, then you can do some sort of split. So it depends on how you want to use it. Okay, you can twist it around like that. Okay, back kick not so much hindered because of this. All right, so and up here we have rotation on the thigh. Okay, we have a knee bend, which is not so much actually. But this figure is a good figure to show, you know, this is our articulation that we normally have with the vintage collection. We have rotation on the knee, by the way, forgot to mention that. And then we have rotation on the ankle. We doesn't have rocker ankle, but we only have up and down like that. Okay, so after putting on a rope, okay, you know, I play around a little bit off the camera as well, and you know what? Although in the movie he doesn't really move much, just sit on the throne, you know, and talk, right? But figure-wise, he's actually quite interesting. I really like it. It's very flexible. Of course, we don't have all the accessories with the, for example, Joy Toy figures, but you know, look at this. He could be easily like a, you know, Kung Fu master. You know, maybe open this a little bit, and yeah, he looks like a Kung Fu master already. Okay. By the way, articulation is reasonably can be done even with the rope because it's a very soft rope, very nicely made. This rope, I really like it. It's shiny and it's very easy to put this. Just make sure you put through the hole in the rope and also and peg it into the body. And the last comment I want to make, although he's supposed to be the antagonist character, but the face on this figure, you know, he doesn't look really evil to me. Okay, but that's just me. Okay, so next is the Rey Island Journey version. This is VC122. Now let's inspect the face first. Actually, this version is not too bad. Normally I check on the scalp first, and then I'll look at the eyes, and so far the eyes on this version is, I mean, at least on mine, is quite good for my standard. Okay, I'm not sure about yours, but I think it looks quite okay for Rey. Doesn't really look exactly like, you know, the actress, but for toy wise and for a size this small, I can somewhat accept it. And the lips is nice. Okay, and her signature hair, which is quite interesting. Okay, well, she needs to be quite unique because she's the main character. Okay, anyway, so yeah, I couldn't remember whether when they released this it already used the photoreal technique. I cannot remember. I remember the Black series when they released Rey. It was, if I'm not mistaken, was the first Rey with photoreal, but I'm not sure about this. Okay, now I really like the poncho. It is being sewn here. What's the English word? They basically sewn. What's the word? This piece. Okay, which is fine. Okay, it's a poncho anyway, and then this piece is not a hoodie. It's better just keep it down. It's soft goods, and then Hasbro has been using soft goods with their Star Wars, you know, so it's kind of common now. Let's just have a look before I remove the poncho. The overall look, I always like character with poncho like this. I don't know, I just like this character. Seems like they are on an adventure. Okay, well, skin tone all across the body seems quite consistent. And then we have the shoes, the boots. It has a little bit of mold details, if you see here. Okay, kind of textures, which I appreciate. Big holes down there. Okay, so since we want to see what's below the poncho, what's the body mold looks like, I'm gonna take out this. Okay, hat. All right, so this version is already using the dumbbell joint. As you can see, it's a ball joint to another ball joint, so that's why the neck is like that. Fortunately, it's not as you know, premium compared to, I mean, it doesn't have as much articulation with Joy Toy, for example, but that's okay. Right, so it's easily removable. Okay, yeah, so that's a piece of clothes being sewn here. Already mentioned that. Okay, so this is what the body inside looks like. Okay. Of course, you can always attach the hat and use this version for your photography. To make it easier, I think it's better to do hair dry treatment first. Okay, before you plucking or putting in the hat on the body. Okay, please don't please don't do what I do. I sometimes too lazy to do that, but it actually works really fine. Okay, this suit, I like the clothing on this Rey. I like this part. Okay, it's always one of the attraction. I mean, aside from all the debates concerning Rey, design wise, I think they are doing good. I like the First Awakened Rey. I like this version of Rey as well. And yeah, I think this piece you can remove. I'll try to do it in this video. Yeah, of course it's not as smooth, you know, with women characters. Sometimes you want it smooth, but hey. So she has this holster. Let me check. Okay, that's good. The holster can be taken off, so it's better to do it like this rather than being glued, you know. Sometimes it hinders the posability. So the holster actually connected to this piece of the clothes. Okay. Okay, yeah, this piece of the clothes, which is fine. I like that. The left palm is gripping palm. You can use it for lightsaber. The right palm is a trigger palm. You can use it to use the blaster. Okay, with the trigger finger there. All right. So what else do you want to see? Oh, nice texture at the back here. Kind of a fast here. Nice. And again here. Yep. That's pretty much. I'll try to open this up. Okay, I'm sorry guys, I tried, but it's not that it's impossible, but I do think you need to make it easier, you need to remove one of the arm first, and then you can slide it out. Okay, it is rubbery, but it's still quite thick, and learning from my previous experience with Black Series Tobias, okay, I kind of ripped a little bit from the, you know, the soft plastic, so I'm not gonna force it. I did try, so I'm sorry guys. Maybe if you want to sneak peek a little bit. So that's what it looks like. Nothing much really. Okay, and behind here, okay, nothing much. Okay, all right. So sorry, I'm not gonna remove it, but if you want to try, it's possible. You can do that. All right. So yeah, well, so what are we going to do? The head is on okay, articulation. The head is on a double joint, already mentioned. So down this much, up that much. So it is ball joints. You can do all ball joint motion. Okay, full rotation even. All right. The arm, you have rotation. You have the hinge. Okay, the hinge is very visible. Up that much, and then to the back that much. Okay. Elbow, you have elbow bend, you have also elbow rotation. Then the wrist, okay, rotation. Let me check whether he has any hinges. Nope, she doesn't have any hinges. Okay, too small. All right, so and then rotation on the abdomen there. Okay, now the tricky part is to show you the legs articulation is the same articulation even with Snoke. Okay, so it's basically a joint, kind of a ball joint, I think, connected to this big hinge. Okay, so it means that you can actually do rotation up there, which is kind of hard to show. Okay, this is to show you, this is the rotation, but then you also can use the big hinge there. Okay, so if you use the hinge, you can do like a split like this. Okay, let me see the hinge, but you have to make sure where the hinge is facing. Okay, if it's facing to the side, you can do side by side splitting, and because of the mold here on the clothes which split out like that, you can have kind of open action position quite well. Okay, but if you move it to the front, and you have sort of a front kick. Okay, and of course you have the rotation up, but then they also give you rotation on the upper thigh here on both sides, and then we have knee bend, and we have rotation on the knee bend. Okay, and the ankle, we have rotation and up and down. Okay, we don't have rocker ankle with these figures. Aside from the poncho, first we have this her signature blaster. I actually like the design of this blaster. It's very small, and I think it can be better on the paint department. It has trigger holes there, very small thick trigger. it's kind of rubbery, so yeah, it's kind of safe to play with it. Okay, mold wise not so much, but I think it stays true to the actual design. Just I think that it needs to be more gunmetal like, you know. If you watch my video on Joy Toy, they really do, especially the Warhammer Joy Toy figure, they really do have really good paint on the gun. Okay, you can grab with both hands, but I think the best is with the right, because she has the trigger finger there. So I already make sure the trigger finger is inside the trigger hole, and voila, it holds quite nice, and yeah, she can shoot her enemy with this. Okay, and of course normally we just put this into the holster. The holster works really well, quite well. Okay, and it holds quite nice. Okay, it doesn't like super tight or anything, but it serves the purpose. Okay, and the second one is the lightsaber. Okay, like the transparent blue. It is not, I think you can still break it somehow, so be very careful. This version is not a removable version, I think. So yeah, you don't have the one with the hilt only, you know, you cannot attach anywhere anyway. So yeah, this is the lightsaber. Okay, pretty basic, a bit of mold details there, a red button, silver kind of metal paint. Okay, and you can wear it on both arms. Let me try whether she can wield it both-handed. Okay, but I'll try to do right hand here. Holds really nice, and let's try kind of a two-handed position. So you can do somewhat a two-handed gripping position, but it's a bit awkward, and it will overstretch the palm, because you see the lightsaber is very big here. The hilt is very big compared to the gripping palm, which is fine, you know, for certain photography. But normally maybe I'll just let her grab with one hand like this. Okay. And by the way, I try. You can actually put on the poncho without actually taking out the hat. Of course, with taking out the hat is easier, but if you want to just do it straight away like this, the lazy way, you can. Okay, let me fine tune this first. Okay, all right. So make sure all the hairs are pass through the hole and you're set. And yeah, you can still do some sort of poses with this, even with the poncho. Okay, but it will well, the position of the poncho will be a bit awkward because of this piece. Okay, but yeah, you can something like this. Okay, maybe shooting position. Okay, pretend the gun is here. So yep, that's Rey. This is Rey Island Journey. Oh, by the way, I just want to compare the hat with the old Black Series Rey that I have here, the Force Awakens Rey. It is much better, this one, but yeah, still doesn't look like, I mean, it has quite a bit of look alike with the actress, but not perfect. Okay, still far away off. Next we have Rey from the Rise of Skywalker. Okay, this is VC number 156. All right. Okay, so let's just have a look. If I remember it correctly, this one is supposed to have been applied with photoreal technology. But you know what? It looks scary and ugly. I'm sorry. I mean, it's not the actress, but the figure looks so terrible. I mean, considering we just you know, look at this, you know, that's a very far differences, okay, so much difference, and I'm not sure what happened with this one. And even then, I mean, personally, I would prefer this one still. It's not in photoreal tech, but when the time was released, I kind of enjoyed this one. Not too bad, really. At least still looks cute. This one looks downright ugly to me. So, I don't know. Kind of scary. And the second thing is the skin tone, okay, because I thought, all right, we can probably change the hat with the island journey, but no, look at that, the skin tone is also a bit weird. I think it's kind of too reddish, for example, compared to the island journey here, okay. See, okay, I'm not sure what happened when they design this or create this. Why not just use the same skin tone? Sometimes I ask those a lot. Anyway, so sculpt wise is okay, but the eyes look scary. It needs a bit more touch on the lips. The hair is okay, actually, it's quite good, the mold, okay. And then let's have a look at the body here. Mold wise on the body is also quite nice. I like all the wrinkles, I like the leather touch, the wrappings on both arms, pretty cool. She also has this sculpted hoodie, but it's sculpted, and she also has this small satchel, white satchel, which is very rubbery. You can you can try to take him out. Let me try. Okay, it's easier if you want to remove the head first, but you can always do it without removing the head. So let me try that here. Okay, so yeah, we'll cover that later on with the accessories, but yeah, I just want to appreciate what we have, anything that we can have, you know. I actually like the color of the clothes here, white and nice, okay. And then yeah, the belts, brownish belt. This part is a bit annoying, okay. It is rubbery, but it is super it's kind of thick. I wish it is more elastic than this, okay. This one is okay. Now this is thin and is very flexible compared to this piece, but I realized that the old Rey, this one, mine here is from the Black Series, which has been repackaged, I think, into TVC as well. But I'm not sure why I didn't really complain about this at that time. Okay, but this one seems to be a bit annoying for me, but that's okay. Right, so now another thing I'm not really sure, but it seems that in the process of toying around with this holster, which is interesting, okay. So at the beginning, the holster was very much intact to the thigh here, okay. So I thought we can just pull it out, and I was right that it happens to have a hole there. But in the process of doing that, I think I kind of break something. So I'm not sure whether this is how it's supposed to be. I mean, do they really provide this, or it was actually kind of glued or molded like that? I'm not sure, okay, really. So I felt that I needed to do that. I needed to pull this out, because if not, the articulation will be super limited. You see, even with this, it's already super limited, and imagine with this, you know, I don't know what can we do if we cannot even move, you know, the leg. So I prefer to just pull it out, and yeah, hey, the peg hole is still there, so if I don't need to move around too much, I'll just place it back. get to the peg hole, which is sometimes is a bit annoying as well. Okay, here, okay, just like that. Okay, the boots is nothing much, not much here. Okay, peg holes down there. So articulation, the head is on a dumbbell joint. It's already the same dumbbell joint. So you can look down that much, look up not so much. Rotation of course, but side to side. Okay, and then the arm, you have full rotation. You also have the hinge. The hinge is very visible, but this is the limitation of the hinge. Okay, and you have elbow bend, which is actually quite good for her, more than 90. You have full rotation. Now you have full rotation on both wrists. Okay, the wrist on the left is kind of a gripping palm there, whereas the one on the right is a trigger palm, as you can see. Okay, what else? All right, we have rotation here on the abdomen. Now here's the tricky part. It's already equipped with the modern joint of Star Wars figures. So we have one joint connected to the pelvis there, which allow us to do rotation. Basically, I'll show you with this one. So for example, and then we also can use the hinge. So to do the rotation, okay, I'll use the hinge first, and then basically you can move around, okay, like that. If not for this mold, then it's probably can do 360. Okay, it's a bit hard to show you, but yeah, basically down here you can rotate, and you can use the hinge if you move it to the side. And let's try to do it on the other one, which is very much harder because of the mold. Okay, you can do kind of open split like that, but if you want to do a front kick, then you need to position it to the front and then use the upper thigh to rotate it. Okay, so you do have rotation on the upper thigh here to do kind of a front kick. Okay, so that's the tricky part for this joint. Okay, you have knee bend here, and then you can turn around 360. On the ankle here, we only have rotation and downward, upward. For her accessories, of course, first we have the satchel. Okay, watch, I'm gonna put it on her. Oops. So it's very easy. You don't really need to take out the head. Just need to, okay, let me see the position. Okay, slide through here and make sure it, okay, go through the head, and it's done. Okay, so you have the satchel on. Okay, super rubbery, it's good. And then first one I want to show you is the staff here. This is pretty much similar to the one we normally have. It's quite long. Be careful, don't break it. The strap is molded. Okay, you can just slide it here, I guess, or maybe on the other side as well, and you can always grip on this, and you can do it both-handed because it's super long. Okay, it holds. Maybe just to compare with what we have with Jakku Rey. Okay, Jakku Rey is pretty similar, a bit different. This part here is thicker, but overall is pretty much similar. Okay, similar look. Okay, but this one is darker, and this one is yeah, darker as well. Okay, all right. So that's the first one, the staff, and then we of course we have the blaster, her blaster, which is small and I guess is adequately painted. A bit of black touch there. There's metallic silver, which is okay. Rubbery, but that's okay. It has trigger hole, and just plug it to the trigger hand on the right, and make sure the trigger finger is inside the trigger hole, and you are set. Okay. It holds, so that's good. Accessory wise, it's actually not bad. Okay. Let's try to put it into the holster. Okay, doesn't really plug too deep. I think it should be deeper. Okay, so yeah, you can plug deeper, and this one is much tighter compared to the Island Journey Rey here. Okay, but I think paint wise is better because it's shinier. The metallic is glowing more. Okay, or maybe I should push this one more. Maybe it's the other way around. I should have pushed this more. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, anyway, yeah, so that's the holster, and you can plug it back to the thigh. It's a bit troublesome. Okay, and we have the lightsaber. Now we have the hilt only. Okay, here I realize now the hilt is different with the one we got from the Island Journey. The Island Journey hilt is quite thick here, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is supposed to be Luke's lightsaber, okay, which she brought to him on the island. Okay, so this is her own lightsaber, which is very much slimmer. Okay, well, metallic, a bit gold and black. Now they gave us the hilt only version, and plus the hilt with the lightsaber. Okay, so this is not meant to be removable. I like the blue transparent, very nice, but unfortunately this hilt, I cannot find any place to put it on her. Okay, so that's a bit of a shame. Normally it's on the belt, but I cannot really find it. So please let me know if you have another idea. Otherwise, I'll just stick on the lightsaber. So the lightsaber is much thinner, it's easier to... So here's Rey wielding the lightsaber two-handed. Okay. It is much easier to do. One, because the hilt is much slimmer compared to the Island Journey Rey, and then the articulation on the arm is better on this one as well. Okay, so yeah, this is just one example which you can pose her with the lightsaber. Okay, so articulation wise and everything else aside from this thick part is actually quite good, except for me is the face. Okay, of course you can always repaint, fix it if you want, give a little bit of touch, make her beautiful. Okay, all possible. Yeah, just do your best, but out of the packaging, not really for me. Okay, I still prefer the Island Journey Rey face, is much better. Okay, last we have Zorii Bliss, which is numbered VC157. Alright, so just quick look on the body here. Actually, design wise, she's also one of my favorite. I mean, design wise is quite interesting. Okay, her helmet here is almost like a spaceship. I always like this weathered look on metals like this. Looks kind of bronze or something, which is cool. The mold can be better. Of course, this is very small, but I can appreciate this. This is kind of good enough, I guess. Can be better. I don't think we can take out the visor like the 6-inch version. The 6-inch you can kind of peel off the visor and show us the the face inside, okay, but not this one. And then this part, the shoulder part here, is molded. I like that the paint is consistent with the helmet. And then this part here, and the belt is all consistent. Of course, the holster is rubbery and kind of leather-like, but it's not leather. It's pretty much softer plastic, which is fine. And I like that it is not packed to the thigh. Okay, that's very important. On mine here, the head is a bit too easy to be taken off, but that's okay. It still hold, so I don't mind with it really. Let's see, what do we have. The boots is very basic, just black. This part here is very firm, cannot do much. I like the detail on the belts, by the way. I hope you can see that. There's a bit of zigzag details on the belt. And I think this belt plus holster piece is supposed to be separate piece, but it's very tight, which is okay, which is fine. Okay, both palm are trigger palm, which is kind of expected because she needed, really, she has two guns after all, two blasters. So yeah, I think the highlight for her is the helmet, which is very unique. And yeah, and she's very lean. I like that, you know. The articulation on the head is on a dumbbell joint, so yeah, you can look up that much. Oops, like I said, mine is a bit loose. I can try to fix it somehow, make it thicker, but we'll see. Look down that much is quite a lot actually. And side by side, of course, and full rotation, certainly. Okay, the arm, you have rotation. The shoulder piece, the chest piece here, a bit hindering the articulation, but that's okay. You can use the hinge, by the way. Upward is a bit hindered, but to the back is okay, right? So yeah, elbow band is more than 90 slightly. Yeah, full rotation. And then you have rotation on the palm, which is so small. Look at that. Okay, oops. Okay, let's just continue. The abdomen here, I think it's a ball joint. You can move to the back a little bit, to the front that much only, kind of side to side a little bit, and full rotation. The legs articulation is the one that we have normally. Okay, so we have kind of a joint connected to the pelvis, and then you can rotate it 360 like that. Plus you can use the hinge, which is a huge hinge. Okay, for example, to do split like this. Okay, to do split like this. Okay, and this joint is good if you don't have any mold interference along surrounding the legs. Okay, that's working really fine. You can do front kick, you can do you know, you can manipulate, do a kick, you know, front kick, right side kick, using the hinge. Okay, but if you have mold around surrounding it, it's very hard. Okay, you have thigh rotation, we have knee bend and knee rotation. Okay, and for the ankle we only have rotation, downward hinge, and upward, that much. Oh, by the way, the shoes is kind of stylish. That's interesting. For accessories, we are being given these twin pistols. I like the design. It reminds me of Pirates pistols, but of course this is Star Wars. It's super small though, and yeah, it's kind of rubbery, which is kind of understandable, but it's still quite firm. See, it's quite straight here, still straight, so that's good. It has trigger holes, and since it's very small, not much that they can really do, and you know, even this much is understandable for me. Well, you see those gold linings, okay. And I don't know if there's any trigger. They're super small. It's probably there is, but just super small. Okay, I'll try to put it on the palm first. Okay, I managed to do the right one here. You can put the trigger finger into the trigger hole. Not bad, and it holds quite well. Actually, the palm is designed angled to certain position, ready to shoot already in a shooting position. So yeah, okay, just do the left palm as well. Okay, and here's the left palm, same. Okay, and then all right. So try to put it on the holster. Okay, again, I really like this kind of holster. Rubbery, soft, and easy to use, and I think quite reliable as well. This position, if I remember it correctly, I think this is how it's supposed to be, the angle. And yeah, it holds quite nice, so I think I like it. Yep, it functions well. He's quite tall. Okay, so roughly he's, that's all around 11 centimeters, okay, according to my measurement. So it's above 4¼ inch, about 11 centimeters here, maybe 11.1. Okay, quite tall. So roughly she stands to the top of her hair about 9.2 or 9.3 centimeters. So that's more than 3½ inch, but still below 3¾ inch. Okay, she stands roughly to the top of his head. About 9 point 9.2, 9.3, I think around that. Okay, so I think pretty similar with the Island Journey Rey. Okay, 9.2, 9.3 centimeters. Okay. She stands roughly, I'll try to straighten her legs. It's a bit tricky. Well, it's about 3½ inch, so around 8.9 centimeters. Okay, it's actually even probably below 3½. Okay, so it's about 8.9 or 8.8 centimeters. So here are these 4 figures side by side with several characters. I have the Elite Praetorian Guard here from the Black series. Well, you need these guys to be Snoke's bodyguard, and then the Sith Trooper just for fun, okay, because it's part of the Rise of Skywalker. Then I have Kylo Ren here side by side. Here side by side I have TVC of Poe Dameron. I think we need to see side by side with Zori here. And then I have the TVC Knights of Ren. I think it's good to see beside the others. Here I have the Black series Finn here. Okay, I also have the Black series Rey, Jakku Rey, side by side, and this was one of my favorite figure when it came out, and I also throw in BB-8 here for fun. Proportion wise, I don't know why I still like this Jakku Rey so much, but I think this Island Journey Rey is very good as well. Comparison with other Hasbro 3¾ inch toy line. Okay, this is G.I. Joe Storm Shadow, and I have Iron Man here. Normally Star Wars is a bit shorter, but these are also female characters. So yeah, this is side by side with a Joy Toy figure. I think Joy Toy is also generally much taller than Star Wars. Okay, probably almost similar to Marvel Universe. I throw in Acid Rain figure here, one of my favorite line of action figure. Okay, I started with Acid Rain, and here just for fun I threw in 125th Joy Toy Pilot as well. So what can I say concerning these four figures? I think we need to raise the expectation high, because these are the top of the line, the vintage collection line, which is very much the standard for Star Wars 118 collecting. And much to my surprise, I actually enjoy handling Snoke here, although movie wise the character is not that, supposed to be kind of important, but then at the end not really. But I really like the design. I realize he's really like the Persian king, especially with that shoes. But handling is really really nice. It's very much very good possibility. I enjoy playing with it, and I can understand, because sculpt wise, it's not much, not much detail, and the ropes is soft goods, so that, yeah. Oh, actually the mold on the neck, on the head is really nice. It's quite nice for me. Okay. And then Zorii here, also very enjoyable. Of course, mine had a bit of QC issue on the neck, which is fixable, so that's okay. But the same with Snoke, her mold is not that intricate in the way that it doesn't really hinder articulation, because the design is just like that. Okay. I also enjoy. I always like working accessories. So as long the two guns is working, the two pistol can be put, the trigger hole can be, you can put the trigger finger into the trigger hole. I like it. I wish the mold on the head is much better. It seems that it's not much detail compared to the 6-inch version. Not bad, but I don't know. Some things doesn't feel right to me, but still great. Okay, very good. Of course, with female figures like this, sometimes it's a bit challenging to stand her up. Not impossible, and it's not really hard, but because of the shape of the shoes, okay, with the heels, sometimes it's a bit challenging, but she's still okay, still very good. Now this Rey, I really like this Rey. I really like the face, not perfect, but still looks great. Handling her also quite nice, especially if you remove the poncho. I would probably change the lightsaber here with the one here, because the grip here is much smaller compared to this one. Okay, so as far as the experience with this figure, really enjoy it. Okay, now with this Rey, I know mold wise is kind of similar with this, with this piece which hinders the articulation, but I don't know why I enjoy this one, the Jakku Rey, much more compared to this Rey. Plus the face, okay, the face is not helping it, and the skin tone is not helping it. It looks really ugly to me personally. Okay, don't take it. If you like it, then please feel free, right? But only for me personally. And this piece, I wish this piece, molded piece on the legs here, on the clothes, is much softer. That will be more welcome. Actually, it's not that bad, because you see the articulation on the arm is much better than this one, I think. More range on the elbow band, but sometimes the leg is a bit frustrating because of the mold from the clothes. And since the face is so ugly, it's like I don't want to display it on my display. But as far as accessories goes, is quite good. We have quite a lot. Okay, we have the gun, the working gun. We have the her lightsaber, which I think the quite a good size for the grip. And then I even used this staff for this Jakku Rey. So yeah. But I still prefer this Rey. I mean, how come Hasbro you cannot create two figures, same character, different theme, but at least use the same skin tone, or I don't know, use the same hat go maybe improve it a little bit. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, that happened. You know, there are many different Han Solo out there, even with different faces. So yeah, it's kind of understandable. But I wish with this modern technology today they can do better, right? So yeah, so far it's been enjoyable. Okay, there are much more 118 Star Wars figures that I'm gonna share in the future. So stay tuned. Thanks guys for watching until the end. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to turn on your notification bell for more video updates. Ciao.